Hey, what's up guys? Are you new to YouTube and making videos, but you can't seem to swing that Adobe Creative Cloud monthly subscription? Well, I have 3 tips for you on how to get good software that is very free or very cheap. Hey, what's up friends? You're watching Fancy Pants Media, the show that is all about taking your visual marketing and media to the next level. My name is Nick. Today we are talking about Adobe Creative Cloud alternatives. And the reason we're talking about that is because Adobe Creative Cloud can be pretty expensive. It's great because it has Premiere and After Effects, Photoshop, Illustrator. There are a lot of great pieces of software that come with the Creative Cloud subscription, but it also comes at a hefty price tag. And if you can't swing that 50 bucks a month, and you're just starting out, I have 3 recommendations of software that you could use that are going to be great as a Photoshop alternative, as a Premiere alternative, and an Audition alternative. Now, I use Photoshop for thumbnails, for client work. Premiere Pro is what I edit all my videos on. And I love Audition because it's how I create my podcast. But if I had to start all over from scratch and I didn't have any income coming in from any of my creative endeavors, what I would do is I would look at these 3 pieces of software. The first one is called Affinity. And Affinity is essentially an Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator replacement. It's $50, just a flat fee. You don't have to keep on paying that monthly. I downloaded a free trial and I'm looking at it and all the keyboard shortcuts seem to work. It looks very clean. The clunkiness that is there from Photoshop is actually just like cut down in Affinity. There are a lot of tools that were left in Photoshop, like legacy tools that don't make any sense anymore, and it bloats the software. And Affinity is like really clean looking and it's really fast and it works really well. And so for 50 bucks, you know, as a replacement for Illustrator or Photoshop, I think this is great. So you can do those thumbnails and those illustrations. They also have iPad apps for like $19. So if you can't just swing that 50, you can still get it on the cheap for your iPad, which is a great deal. Second piece of software for you is going to be DaVinci Resolve. Now, if you use Premiere Pro, you know that it is a great piece of software. You can do titles, it has audio plugins, it has a lot of great things that make workflow super simple. So that second piece of software that can replace Adobe Premiere Pro is going to be DaVinci Resolve. Now, DaVinci Resolve is great for 3 simple reasons. One, it is the industry standard for color. So if you have footage that just looks a little bit off, the color science of DaVinci Resolve is going to fix that. You can get some really great Hollywood looking looks. You can actually isolate just skin tones and just preserve skin tones and still edit the rest of your footage to get some really cinematic looking results. The other cool things are they've added a lot of features in their linear editor. It's a lot smoother than it used to be in the past, and they've also invested in their effects, whether it's audio effects or the transition effects. Those are actually pretty decent now. They're not as well built as Premiere Pro, but when you're considering that this is a free software, it's really good. The only con is if you want to export 4K footage, you're going to have to buy the whole suite of DaVinci Resolve, which is pretty expensive, but it is also just a one-time fee. So that's that for you. Quick question for you. Do you use LUTs at all? I see a lot of YouTubers who are like selling their lookup tables. And I'm just wondering, is that something that you're into? What are some LUTs that you really like? And have you heard of the Osiris M31 lookup table? If you have or haven't, drop a comment below. Let me know because I'm really interested to know where people are getting their lookup tables or their color for their videos. So just if you could help me out with that, that would be really, really cool. And finally, a good piece of software to help you get started is audio editing software. And I use Adobe Audition, but like I said before, that monthly subscription can just murder you. A great free alternative to Adobe Audition is going to be Pro Tools First. The cool thing about Pro Tools First is it's free. The cool thing is it's going to give you 16 tracks of audio that you can record to. And I've used Pro Tools in the past and I know that their plugins are great. You know, just the preamps that are digital, they still sound great. It's a great piece of software that's free. But if you have a little bit more cash, I suggest taking a look at Ableton Live Lite. Ableton Live Lite is a great recording software. It has some great MIDI effects. It's just really visually intuitive, and you don't have to know a lot about music to get involved because it has like loops, and it's a really smart, interesting way to create music for your podcast or for your YouTube channel. So guys, those are my 3 quick recommendations so that you can ditch the Adobe Creative Cloud to start making content that is compelling and that's going to be good and that you're not going to lose any quality. If there's any software that I didn't mention, would you let me know in the comments below some things that you're using for like Photoshop or Illustrator or Premiere Pro or Audition? What are some good tools, some good software tools that I should be looking into? And if you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments below. I will answer them on a video. And if you want to get in touch with me on any social media, you can find me at Nick_Ovalle. Until we chat again, I hope you tell the world a great story. Peace.